Hello, Board of Education and Community of Brooklyn. In recognizing the importance of discussing the district's financing, I have developed this presentation to help assist teachers, administrators, and community members in developing a general understanding of the district's 5-year forecast. The forecast is somewhat like a painting of the future based upon a snapshot of today. This snapshot will be adjusted, and the further into the future the forecast extends, the more likely it is that the projections will deviate. This is because of a variety of events that impact the latter years of the forecast. These include state budgets, which are adopted every 2 years, tax levies, any new renewal or replacement levies on the ballot, businesses moving in or out of the district, and salary increases due to negotiated agreements. It is important to remember the 5-year forecast is viewed as a key management tool and must be updated periodically. The purpose and objective of the forecast is to engage the community on discussing the finances of the district, to provide a method for examining the future years, and to help identify any challenges that may arise. And most importantly, it is required by the Ohio Revised Code. The forecast represents the general fund. The general fund is the operating fund of the district. It accounts for and reports all financial resources not accounted for in any other funds. The 5-year forecast is divided into 2 main sections: revenues, main sources of revenues are local and state funding, and expenses, mainly salary and benefits. The forecast is broken up into categories for revenues and categories for expenses. The revenue categories are property taxes, public utility personal property. This represents personal property values, additions, and depreciation reported by the utility companies. Grants in aid comes from the state of Ohio. I will explain this a little bit more detail in my coming slides. And property tax allocation primarily consists of the reimbursements from the state of Ohio for local taxpayer credits. And then other revenues includes interest, donation, and miscellaneous refunds. Expenses for the district. The expenses are salaries and benefits, purchased services, materials and supplies, capital outlay, and debt that the district may have issued, and any operating transfers out or advances out to other funds. Anything transferred or advanced out from the general fund does need board approval. The general property taxes are real estate taxes. Every 3 years, school districts rotate, having reappraisals and triennial updates performed by the county auditor's office. The forecast here represents an increase due to the triennial update based on past trends. The projection also reflects an average gross collection rate of 99.4% annually through tax year 2024. The dip here in fiscal year 24 and 25, this represents the 2 levy renewals expiring. Levy renewals are very important to the district. A renewal is when the voters approve to extend the term of the levy that expired. There's no new money for the district, just extending the original levy. Public utility personal property is the revenue that's reported by the utility companies for property values. The forecast is modeling a stable collection rate through 2025. The grants and aid money represents the state basic aid to schools defined in the current year's budget bill. The formula is primarily based on currently the number of students multiplied by the state's per pupil funding level. In fiscal year 20 and in 21, the dip is due to state cutting the foundation at around $200,000. The revenues are anticipated to remain at fiscal year 19 levels moving forward. Now on to the expenses of the district. Salaries and benefits represent the majority of the district's expenses. The increase in salaries are due to the agreements negotiated. Fiscal year 22, the Teamsters agreement expires, and in fiscal year 23, the BEA agreement expires. The forecast does not represent any increases after 23 and 24, except for the normal increases already determined. Benefits are due to the increase due to the percent of salaries increasing. Health insurance has a projected 2 to 8% increase built in future years based on historical trends and industrial standards. Purchase services, materials and supplies, capital outlay are the remaining expenses the district incurs. Purchase services incurs contracting services, for instance, transportation, legal fees, and utilities. Any students leaving the district go into other school districts are also represented in this line. These services are also included in the district substitute cost. And in fiscal year 21, the FFCRA will provide reimbursement to the district for certain eligible leave of employees due to the coronavirus to help offset the expenses. Materials and supplies expenses decreased in fiscal year 20 due to the school closure in March. And in fiscal year 21, the district did receive 3 grants to help offset the extra PPE that was needed to be purchased. The district spent approximately $67,000 in PPE and received a grant to help cover these costs of $54,000. The district also received a $15,500 grant for broadband connectivity. Capital outlay, these are the improvements to the ground and buildings and other financing uses, which are the transfers out that was previously approved by the board to transfer $150,000 annually to the Permanent Improvement Fund. The district does not currently have a permanent improvement levy, but does have the need for funds to maintain and repair the facilities. Currently, the district spent around $45,000 for roof repairs to the high school in just fiscal year 21 already. To wrap this up, the district, like many others, have been affected by the pandemic. While the district did receive one-time resources to help offset the cost, we are continually working to be diligent on our spending and decision-making to ensure we remain a viable option for the education of our students here in your hometown. We strive to provide the best possible education with our available resources, both monetarily and personnel. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or any concerns. I welcome any question and I look forward to talking with the community. Thank you.